Hello, all. Welcome to this day 26 of 28 days magic practice. And today's is really important. Those who are feeling guilt about your mistakes that you have done in the past. So it's magically transform mistakes into blessings. Okay. So you can utilize this practice and overcome whatever the mistake that you have done. And I personally used it. Okay. And one thing I learned from this entire book is when you're being grateful, when you're practicing the gratitude, okay, you will not feel regret on yourself, or you'll not feel uh, bad on yourself, something you did bad in the past, or maybe you're not taking action on your goals or something like that. You're inactive, you're not up to your expectation, your self expectation, whatever it is. But when you're practicing gratitude, you will not feel bad of it. Okay, so that's what today's session is all about. So let's get started. Okay, magically transform mistakes into blessing. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Every single mistake is a blessing in disguise. Today's magical practice will prove it because you are about to discover that there are actually untold blessings hidden within every mistake. A child makes many mistakes while learning how to ride a bike or ride, and we don't give it a second thought because we know that through their mistake they will learn and eventually master what they are trying to do. So, why is that adults are so hard on themselves when they make a mistake? Just think, guys, think a minute. What do you think on this? So, we understand that kids are making mistake and they will learn from it. But why we are thinking when we make a mistake, correct? Why we are so hard on ourselves, right? It's not needed. The same rule that applies to children also applies to you. We all make mistakes, and if we didn't make them, we'd never learn anything, and we wouldn't grow any smarter or any wiser. Okay, we have the freedom to make our own choices, and that means we have the freedom to make mistakes. Mistakes can hurt, but if we don't learn from the mistakes we made, the pain we suffered from it has been for nothing. In fact, by the law of attraction, we will make the same mistake over and over again until the consequences hurt us so much that we finally learn from it. It's the very reason why mistakes hurt, so that we do learn from them and don't make them repeatedly. To learn from a mistake, we first have to own it. First, we need to accept that I did a mistake. Do not blame others. Whenever some mistake is happened, like example, I bought this something and that is not good. They didn't help me. Something you blame others. Instead of that, own it. Yeah, I bought it. I did it. What else? What next I need to do? Right? Don't be like rigid or arrogant. I'm telling. Don't be like, hey, what? That's it, nah. What is the problem? Not like that. But instead, we need to accept that. Okay, I accept this is my mistake. I will look forward to what to do next to overcome this. That's it. That's the attitude we need to have. Should not be more arrogant or rigid or more, down. No, I did it. I made this mistake. What to do? Not like that in the state also. Just yes, I did the mistake. I accept it. Sorry for that. But let's see what we can do next. A normal neutral state. Okay. And this is where many people become undone because they often blame someone else for their mistake. Type P in the chat box if you promise that from today you will not blame others for anything. Because since you are a gratitude practicing persons, you automatically don't like blame or complain others. You always seek some good thing in everything. That's how we are learning in this community, right? That's what we are learning in this community. Okay, let's consider the scenario of being pulled over by a police for speeding and being given a speeding ticket. That means when you go fast, you just I got one time. That was not actually speed at all. You know, that was my time at that. What happened? There is a 30 kilometer speed only, and I was driving around 50 kilometer speed. Very normal speed I was driving. And at the time, I got, and I was feeling very bad. Hey, I was only driving in 50. Someone else is driving in 150 and 120 kilometer. Why they are not getting that people? And what happened then? Okay, something. It is a sign for me. At that time, I didn't practice this magic. Before 6 years. Okay, and something, it was a sign for me. Okay, so I need to make sure to watch the signs and all moving forward. It's a learning I got from that. I didn't blame the police, but I was really not well that day. But even though I was like, okay, something is happened for good, okay, let's leave it. Okay, I paid the fine and then moved away. Okay, so let's consider the scenario of being pulled by a police for speeding, and you have given a ticket, that means a fine. Instead of taking responsibility for the fact that we are speeding, we blame the police because they were hiding in bushes on highway. Exactly, that happened for me. I didn't had a clue like anyone standing there, and I didn't had a clue that there is a speed limit is there. I didn't notice that actually, but I used to travel that road every day to my office. That is my office going. That day I got late, so I had to drive fast, but that also minimal speed. So what I did at that time, I blamed the police. I blamed the sign. Hey, I don't know where the sign was. I don't know the police was standing like that. Literally I was blaming. After some time, I did okay. It might be some sign for me. I realized okay, whatever happened is happened because that is the first time I got. Okay, so what I did is I took responsibility there. At the time, I blamed. So we blame the police because they were hiding in bushes on the highway around the bend. Exactly what happened. We couldn't see them. They had a radar gun. Yes, exactly. They had a like speed limiting radar gun, and so we didn't stand a chance. But a mistake was ours because we were the one who chose to speed. Correct. The problem with blaming other people for our mistake is that we will still suffer the pain and consequence of our mistake, but we didn't learn from it. And so bingo will attract making the same mistake again. You are human, you will make mistakes. And it's one of the most beautiful things about human being is being human is, but you must learn from your mistake. Otherwise, your life will have a lot of unnecessary pain. Okay. So first thing is accept and do not blame others. So how do you learn from a mistake? Gratitude. No matter how bad something may seem, there are always many things to be grateful for. When you look for as many things as you can to be grateful for in a mistake, you magically transform the mistake into blessing. Mistake attracts more mistakes and blessing attract more blessing. Which would you prefer? Type in the chat. Which would you prefer? Mistake or blessing? B. Blessing. So whatever bad happened, you can still see there is a good thing in that. Correct? So today, think about a mistake you have made in your life. It doesn't matter whether it is a big or small, okay? But choose one that still hurts when you think about it. Maybe you lost your temper with a person close to you and relationship has not been the same since. Maybe you put blind faith in another person and got burned. Maybe you told a white lie to protect someone and because of it you ended up in a difficult situation. You might have chosen the cheaper option on something and it went all wrong and ended up costing you a whole lot more. You might have thought you were making the right decision about something but it completely backfired on you. How many times did this happen? You were thinking that you were making the right decision but it completely backfired on you. Once you have chosen a mistake to magically transform into blessing, look for the things to be grateful for. That's right. You need to look something good happened in that. To help you, there are two questions you can ask yourself. What did I learn from this mistake? What are the good things that came out of the mistake? Numberless. The most important things to be grateful for about every mistake or things you learn from it. And no matter what the mistake, there are always many good things. So you have numberless good things also happened. You need to find out. You need to dig deeper and find out. Okay, that came out of it and altered your future for the better. Is it happened? If you have numberless mistakes and also it is altered your future for the better, correct? Think this through very carefully and see if you can find total of 10 blessings to be grateful for in that particular mistake. Damn sure, right? Every blessing you find has a magical power. Write out in your list. Okay, let's take an example: caught speeding by a police car, receiving a fine. I'm grateful to the police for wanting me to protect from harming myself. When I go faster and something happened to me, what happens? So, because after all, that was all they were trying to do, right? I'm grateful to the police because I'm honest with myself. I was thinking about other things and I wasn't concentrating on the road. I was just speeding. I was just driving harsh. I didn't notice the road. I was thinking something else in my mind. I'm grateful to the police because it was foolish to put myself at risk speeding with a tire that needed to be replaced. The tire might be needed a replacement, but I would have done something because the tire would have burst something or what if I'm speeding. So I'm grateful for to that policeman, right? I'm grateful to the police because somehow I had a wild idea that I could speed without getting caught and without putting myself in danger. The seriousness of the police made me face up to the fact that I was putting both myself and others in serious danger. So, like this, you can have several points to be grateful for. I am grateful to the police because of all the possible consequences that could have stopped me from speeding. The police pulling me over was the least harmful consequence, and it could have been the biggest blessing of my life. So, what we need to learn is, I am a believer of all is well. So, what we need to understand is, even though in all is well, what we need to do is, we need to find the blessings in that. Why? Because when you start to find the blessings in that, in future if something happens, okay, the same problem, same mistakes repeated, you know already you had the 10 blessings in your mind about that mistake, then automatically you'll turn that mistake into blessing. Then the mistake will not hurt you or it will not harm you. Type A in the chat box if you agree and if you practice this thing, this type of thing. Whatever small or big mistake, whatever the mistake that you do, okay, just think about what are the 10 blessings you can find out in that particular thing. It is definitely going to change your life for the better. Okay. I would strongly urge you to take any mistake you have made in your life. It might be anything. It might be choosing your life partner. It might be choosing your job. It might be choosing some business ideas, whatever. Okay. And that you have made in your life that you still feel about bad about, and in your own time, follow this magnificent magical practice. Think about it: through one mistake, you have the power to bring many blessings. What else guarantees dividends like that? So magically transform mistakes into blessing. Choose one mistake you made in your life. Okay. Go to the chat, click my name and type what is the one mistake that you did and still you are worrying about. And find a total of 10 blessings you are grateful for as a result of making that mistake and write them down. To help you finding blessings, you can ask yourself the question, what did I learn from the mistake? And what are the good things that came out of the mistake? Okay, that's it, guys. So we are done with day 26. Those who are watching the recording, I'll be meeting you on day 27. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet in next session.